boxes?
I'm going to the store. You need anything?
What do you need at the store?
Soy sauce.
Right now?
That's my stuff from the office.
Well, why did you take your stuff from the office?
I didn't want to leave it there.
I don't understand.
I got fired this morning. Where else am I going to take it?
Why? Who said?
Thomas Sandifer.
What are we supposed to do? What about our medical coverage? What about our health? What about our car payments? Our payments on this house?
There's a severance agreement that includes cash payouts over time and continuing medical coverage.
Well, I appreciate all that, Jeff. But upon reflection, we've decided to expand our zone of comfort with you. So we've drafted a supplement to your agreement. It broadly defines and expands in more detail what is confidential. Nobody will be able to say, well, hell's bells, Margaret, I didn't know that was a secret. We're very serious about protecting our interests. We'd like you to sign it.
And if I don't?
If we arrive at the conclusion that you're acting in bad faith, we would terminate right now payouts under your severance package, you and your family's medical benefits, and initiate litigation against you, Mr. Wygand.
Dr. Wygand.
Dr. Wygand. After you've examined the document, you'll see it's in your own best interest, and you'll sign it.
So what you're saying is it isn't enough that you fired me for no good reason. Now you question my integrity? On top of the humiliation of being fired, you threaten me? You threaten my family? It never crossed my mind not to honor my agreement. I will tell you, Mr. Sandifer, and Brown and Williamson too, fuck me? Well, fuck you.
Now, what this one is a temporary restraining order, a gag order, issued by a Kentucky court. Jeff Wygand, Michael Moore.
Good to meet you, Dr. Wygand.
Mike's our Attorney General down here. I was just explaining to Jeff, they got a Kentucky court to issue a gag order to stop his deposition today.
Right.
Now, they tried to get the Mississippi court to honor it, but the judge threw it out. However, for you, there is a more perilous effect to the gag order.
Dr. Wygand, you do understand what can happen, don't you?
I'm not free to testify here.
That's right. If you violate the Kentucky order, when you step foot back in Kentucky, they can find you in contempt and they can incarcerate you. And you ought to know that.
Jail.
Possibly, yes. That is one of the possible consequences of your testifying here today. That's right.
How does one go to jail? What does my family do? Go on welfare? If my wife has to work, who's gonna look after the kids? Put food on the table. I mean, my children need me. If I'm not teaching, there's no medical. No medical, even on copay, that's like tuition.
Dr. Wygand, listen, you may not be able to do this thing.
Okay, Jeff, I'm going to sit you down at that table over there. I'm going to start as fast as possible. I want to give them a chance to get another restraining order, okay? Let's go. Good luck, Doc.
Please stand. Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You may be seated.
You understand, Dr. Wygand, you are under oath. This is a sworn deposition. There's no judge. It's not a trial. Will you state your name for the record?
Jeffrey S. Wigand, R-E-Y-W-I-G-A-N-D.
You got any idea what's going on in there?
No, I don't have a clue.
That is correct.
In other words, it acts as a drug.
I object to the form of question.
It acts as a drug on the body.
Object to the form.
It acts as a drug.
Object!
Will you then echo in here? Your objection's been recorded. She typed it into her little machine over there. It's on the record. So now, I'll proceed with my deposition of my witness. Does it act as a
Dr.
drug?
Wigand, I am instructing you not to answer that question. In accordance to the terms of the contractual obligations undertaken by you, not to disclose any information about your work at the Brown and Williamson Tobacco Company, and in accordance with the force and effect of the temporary restraining order that has been entered against you by the court in the state of Kentucky. That means you don't talk. Mr. Motley, we have rights here.
Oh, you got rights. And lefts. Ups and downs and middles. So what? You don't get to instruct anything around here. This is not North Carolina, not South Carolina, nor Kentucky. This is the sovereign state of Mississippi's proceeding. Wipe that smirk off your face! Dr. Wigand's deposition will be part of this record. And I'm going to take my witness's testimony whether the hell you like it or not. Answer the question, Doctor.
Yes, it produces a physiological response, which meets the definition of a drug. Nicotine is associated with impact, satisfaction. It has a pharmacological effect that crosses the blood-brain barrier intact.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
Sharon's on my plate.
Good work. Tell her I'll call her back in 10.
Here we go.
But they had long known that the nicotine in tobacco is an addictive drug, despite their public statements to the contrary. Like the testimony before Congress of Dr. Wigand's former boss, Brown and Williamson's chief executive officer, Thomas Sandefur.
I believe that nicotine is not addictive.
I believe Mr. Sandefur perjured himself because I watched those testimonies very carefully.
No, all of us did. I mean, there was this whole line of people, a whole line of CEOs up there all swearing.
Part of the reason I'm here is that I felt that their representation clearly misstated what is common language within the company. We are in the nicotine delivery business. There's extensive use of this technology known as ammonia chemistry. It allows for the nicotine to be more rapidly absorbed in the lung and therefore affect the brain and central nervous system.
And that's what cigarettes are for.
Delivery device for nicotine.
A delivery device for nicotine. Put it in your mouth, light it up, and you're going to get your fix.
You're going to get your fix.